brand new hip, just whipped and hipped and flipped and dipped. It might just be the two of us today, bro. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. You too, my friend. God bless you. Just the two of us. You and I. Just the two of us. Building castles in the sky. Just the two of us. Rev, it's you and I. RJ will drop by, maybe David Young. Tammany might come through. But maybe the algorithm, maybe the government's in on it. I can't read nothing. I can't see nothing. I got the dark shades on to look cool. Once I put these on, I still can't see nothing. What's going on, Rev? You call yourself a manager. Someone must be live streaming. Maybe Mr. Based is in Times Square. This might be the worst show of all time. Ari Sanders is here, so it can't be too bad. Dutchman's in the house. Look, it might just be a sausage festival in here. 3 guys. That's it. We're like the Little Rascals. We're in the Women's Hater Club. They didn't call him Spanky for nothing. I am a man of prayer. You know what? Screw those other people. We're going to start the show. You're here late. That's on you, Playboy. I'm looking for the... Don't I have a Boogie Bob intro somewhere where I push the thing and the thing goes on the thing? Yeah, okay, guys. Look, I like everything. But this is insane. This is the new cheeseburger in Thailand. 20 slices of cheese. That's it. You got a bun, 20 slices of cheese and a bun. What are you, high? Treating. Are you high? I love Thailand, but they bugging on this one. I gotta turn my hat around. Hold on a second. Let's see. I go here. I go here. I do this. I do that. Boom. I thought something was fishy. It's a damn cheese bun. There's no burger. It's a cheese. It's 20 slices of cheese, bro. I love cheese. I can't get with this. What are you, high? You'll be shitting for a month. All right. I am a man of great conviction. Some conviction, a little conviction, mostly conviction, never. I am a man who believes in the power of prayer. And guys, the power of prayer works. Sometimes it takes a while. I prayed on this, I don't know, 100 times. Specifically prayed on this for the evil piece of crap from Long Island who was murdering these women. I really don't like the term sex workers. That's what they say on every channel. These sex workers, how about these young women? These young women, these postal employees, this girl that worked at Pizza Hut, it's irrelevant. These young women were murdered, viciously, savagely murdered on Long Island at Gilco Beach. Gilco Beach. And we found the bodies and another, ended up finding 10 bodies. One is a man and one's a toddler. on this beach back in like 2013. I prayed that they'd catch this person. Yoko, thank you. Thank you, guys. Got him! Got your little bitch ass right here. Here's my thumbnail. They got his ass. This piece of shit. I take pleasure, great pleasure in him last night sitting in the jail cell crying. He's a married architect. Architects make pretty decent money. He's got a firm in Manhattan. Has 2 children. I don't know their ages. But after 13 years, the case is solved. It looks now, listen, he's innocent until proven guilty. It looks like they got his ass. They got phone records. He did over 200 searches on his computer about the case. And that's always a bad idea. If you mug someone in Times Square, don't go home and Google it 200 times. Man mugged in Times Square, can I get caught? He was doing a lot of that. And grown kids, treating Ari Sanders, they should be sitting here giving you the newscast. I don't know what the hell's going on. But they got it, man. He ain't smiling like that anymore, bruh. I can see why he was using sex workers. He's a creep. Married Manhattan architect dad nabbed. It could be Michael Brady from the Brady Bunch. It has DNA from a pizza crust. So what happened was, in Long Island 13, 14 years ago, they found all these dead bodies. There wasn't a lot to go on. They did find a couple strands of hair, but the DNA wasn't good enough to do the hair sample things per se back then. They found camouflage burlap sacks, and they had little to go on except a description of a car, and they said a portly man, a creepy portly man. They found him. Anyway, so he'd been under surveillance for a year. What happened was the chief of police from Long Island retired. They brought a new one in. And the first day he got there, he said, open up Gilco again. We're going to find this guy. And they put the team together, a task force. Shout out to them. They said, well, these women, they deserve justice. They went through, can you imagine? They had over 300 search warrants that had to be, you can't just search someone's phone, you can't just go through their records, computer records, you got to get search warrants for all that. Over 300 of them in just in the last year and a half, 2 years. That's one a day. Like, it was insane. Anyways, they did their due diligence. They believe that they have the man, the mountain of evidence. And I'm very, 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 very happy. Alright, let's see what else we got going here. The Screen Actors. By the way, guys, there's a big, this is a Rev exclusive. There's a big food festival after this. I'm going to go. It's hot. So listen, my neighbor, new kid, just moved in from Chicago. He's there with his mom. He knocks on my door. I'm in bed. I did a double yesterday. Balls smell crazy. Sorry. It's hot. I didn't shower this morning. I was asleep. He knocked on the door. Hello? Hey, man. The super next door told me you're a very nice guy and you would help put my TV stand together. I go, oh, what? The super said you're a very nice guy and you would help me put my TV stand together. Okay. Give me a second. I put on some shorts and a shirt and I went over to his apartment. I could smell my balls walking down the sidewalk, walking down the hallway. I got there and I'm sitting there and it's from like an IKEA. So it's a big one. It has a million bolts and shit. I'm just kind of sitting there on the floor going, what do I do here? Anyways, I told him when I went and did my newscast and went home and took a shower I would go back and give it another run. It's going to be a 4-hour project. I'll pay you, he says. Can you guys ever imagine me accepting a dime to help? So I'm a little frustrated, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this show, turn off, and then I'm going to turn right back on. I'm going to walk you over to Broadway or to 7th Avenue. We're going to go do a food festival and holler at bad shorties. They are striking. Screen actors striking. I don't care. I really. Gilco, Sergeant Gilgo. I'm sorry, Gilgo. Serial killer has been nabbed. I want to give you kind of an idea of what happened. What they got on him. He has a very distinctive car. Witnesses reported seeing a first-generation Chevy Avalanche. Now that was 13 years ago, and he is he's an architect. Has he still got a Chevy Avalanche from 13 years ago? I don't know. A Chevy Avalanche pulled up to slay victim Amber Costello's West Babylon home around the time she was last seen. He was picking up escorts on Craigslist or on the computer somewhere and then killing them. He was, witnesses said he was an ogre-looking guy. Sir, we're going to question you. What for? What'd I do? Well, they said that we were looking for an ogre-looking guy, and you fit the description, sir. Witnesses in the Costello disappearance described her killer as looking like an ogre. 6'4" to 6'6". That's a big man. In his mid-40s with dark, bushy hair, big oval-style glasses, eyeglasses. Tinder pseudonyms and selfies. Records obtained from Tinder reveal a burner phone was linked to a fictitious Tinder account for Andrew Roberts. That's his fake name. Andrew Roberts sounds like a fake name. This is despicable. He had burner phones, but he actually called some of the victims' families afterwards and taunted them. I killed your daughter. Shit like that. Horrible, horrible human being. Cell phone bills linked to Sewerman. Revealed he used a burner phone to meet up with 3 of the victims. He also linked to one other cell phone by a surveillance video that showed him purchasing the device in a midtown store. Now guys, I don't want you to murder anyone, but if you do, but don't. Saying right now, do not murder anyone. But if you do, but don't. And you're gonna buy a burner phone, I know you go and you pay cash. Bro, those phones, you go over here, you can buy a burner phone at CVS or Duane Reade or 7-Eleven. But the burner phone has a code on it that says where it was bought. I got a burner phone. I'll commit crimes. And they tracked the phone and said, oh, this was bought at 7-Eleven on December 7th at 2:05 p.m. Here's the video of the dick walking in. Sick Google searches. Foreman allegedly used an email under the pseudonym Thomas Hawk, to look up disturbing subjects on Google, including girl begging for rape porn, nude slave girls, and 10-year-old schoolgirls. He also researched his own slayings. Court documents show that he conducted more than 200 searches between March 2022 and 2023. In 1 year, he Googled himself over 200 times. He also included these phrases. Why could law enforcement not trace the calls made by the Long Island serial killer? He also searched inside the Long Island serial killer and Gilco Beach. as well as the names of the victims. Huerman allegedly killed 3 of the victims when his wife, is not identified in court filings, was traveling to Iceland, Maryland, and New Jersey. Honey, I want you to have fun on your trip to Iceland. I will, baby. What are you going to do? Oh, nothing. Probably watch a little TV, mow the lawn, kill some girl. Eat some French fries. Hairy situation. Huerman, his wife's DNA is believed to be found on the bodies of 3 of the victims. DNA testing on a water bottle outside his home was determined to be a match to a sample of the woman's hair found on tape used to tie up Costello and Waterman, as well as the belt used to bind the victim Brainerd Barnes. They also followed his ass, and the other day he was walking around eating pizza, and they followed him to the garbage can. He threw the pizza in the box. Guys, if you're going to be a serial killer, never put your pizza in a box in the garbage. Anyway, he's a sicko. I thank the Lord that they caught him. The first thing I said was thanking Jesus. I think Jesus caught him. The key clue was the pizza crust on the DNA. He taunted the victims. Who would do that? Neighbors are saying he seemed like a regular guy. He had an office on 5th Avenue. That ain't cheap. I didn't do this, he said. They've got 3 or 4 cases of it. I gave you 10 minutes on it. I can't do it. This woman here is very, very lucky to be alive. She reported just a few days ago she was jogging in a park in Long Island, and he kept popping out of the bushes, following her, breathing on her neck and stuff. Young lady, Long Island, revealed Friday that she was a disturbing encounter with Gilgo beach murder suspect Rex Sewerman in a park earlier this month. She's so shaken she can barely talk about it. When she was on 45 news channels, she was so shaken she could barely talk about it this morning on Good Morning America and on her podcast. Allie, 25, who declined to provide her last name, she encountered Harriman on July 3rd in Brady Park. Brady, I told you it was Michael Brady. Mike, just a few minutes drive from the suspect's home. I was going for a bike ride in Brady Park. He came up behind me. He asked me what time it was. He was trying to compliment me, asking me if I came here often, asking my name. He got a little game in him. He had very dirty clothes on. He popped right out of the woods. Everywhere I went in the woods, he would pop out somewhere. She said he kept pestering her. Eventually, she was so upset by Huerman's conduct that she called someone to come and get her. That's when I got my sister on the phone because I got nervous, and Allie recalled she had to go pick me up. I couldn't even go home from my bike ride. Allie filed a police report about the encounter 2 weeks later. She was horrified when she heard that Huerman had been arrested in connection of these murders. Now guys, he's been charged with 3 murders. There's a 4th, but there's 11. They're trying to see if they can connect him to some of the other things as well. Actor Billy Baldwin from the Baldwin brothers. You got Daniel Baldwin, he's the oldest. You got Alec Baldwin, maybe he's the oldest. No, I think Danny's the oldest. Then Alec, and then Steven, he's dreamy. And then Billy's the baby. Billy Baldwin was his classmate. The Baldwins are a Long Island institution. Billy Baldwin attended high school on Long Island with accused Gilgo Beach murderer. When asked what was he like in high school, Billy Baldwin said, I don't know who the hell he is. He's a nerd. What? I'm cool. I don't hang out with the nerdy murderers. I was hanging out with the good-looking murderers. Besides, why are you interviewing me when my brother shot someone? I threw that in there because Ambrose. All right, we're gonna move on. Oh my God, I keep moving on. We're on page 45, and it's still the Gilco burial ground. I had prayed on this, guys. It's a happy day for me. I had prayed on it. Could you imagine the family for 11, 12 years? First of all, these girls didn't die falling off a cliff or in a drunk driving accident. They were murdered, and every single channel calls them sex workers. Last night, Jim, at 12 o'clock, a whore was murdered in Long Island, basically is what they're saying. And it's sad. It's very, very sad. And I can imagine their family is probably bereaved and disgusted that not one news thing last night. I saw even CNN. I was shocked. Well, Fox, I know they're going to do that, but CNN, I didn't think in a million years they would do it. Jana, there's been a bust in the case of the sex workers. Here's the women. These are women. These are human beings. There's the beach. Right there's the beach, and that's where they were buried, all along the beach. 11 in total. Okay. I flipped the page. He's not on this one. The Nero kin warned by dealer. There's De Niro's grandson. Don't want to kill you. Sophia Haley Marks. She's the Percocet princess. That's what they're calling her. 20 years old and you got to name the Percocet princess? She was busy. The Percocet princess, who allegedly sold Robert De Niro's grandson drugs that led to his suspected overdose, warned, "I don't want to kill you," before hawking him the fentanyl-laced pills. He thought he was buying ecstasy. He bought pills with fentanyl in it. I can't. Very tragic. Look at this. Little baby. Cute baby. But there's no good story there. Fallen cops Earth Angel. Officer widow births miracle baby. Officer's widow births. So the officer was killed. The widow of slain New York Police Department Officer Jason Rivera, who was gunned down with his partner William Mora in Harlem last year, announced this week that she has given birth to the couple's miracle child. Look at this little beautiful angel. Got to tell that angel his whole life that his father was a hero who died in the line of fire before he was born. Few sparks on Tinder. Guys, I've never been to a dating website. My friend does it all the time. She loves it. I go, what'd you do last night? Oh, I went out for burritos. Who with? Oh, some guy named Jerry. He swiped right. But Tinder, is Tinder a gay site? I'm not sure. It says, Rev, is Tinder a gay site? Ambrose knows. Ambrose, if it feels like you're striking out rather than hitting a home run on dating apps, there could be a reason. RJ, listen close to this. About half of the 1,300 seems low. 1,300 sometimes users on Tinder who took part in a survey weren't actually looking for love. In fact, really, they're on Tinder looking for. They're not looking for no love. Girl, I really liked your profile pic. Oh, what did you like about me? I read your bio and you seemed really fun and nice. I like that you love movies with Humphrey Bogart. You love long walks on the pier. And plus you have a nice ass. And you look kind of trampy. Could we... That's what these people are doing. If you find love, I love it. I love anyone. I love love. You find love. I love the fact that you found love. Okay, I talk about this on the show every day. Every other day. Sometimes, once a month. Twice a month. These damn babies falling out of windows. It's a New York City law that you cannot have an apartment without some kind of window guard on it. An infant miraculously escaped unscathed Friday after falling out of a third-floor window. You understand how high up that is? A floor is basically 12 feet. 12, 12, and 12. That's 12, and then times 12, times 3, 12, 12, 12. That's 5,000 feet. The one-year-old tumble. 1-year-old! They fall off a coffee table, they could be killed. Hello. Boogie Bob got a very sweet, nice hello from Shorty. Having drinks on Tuesday. Well, she gave me a very nice hello. I might be creepy like the Long Island guy. I don't know. I have to see a psychiatrist. The 1-year-old tumbled out of an unsecured window at Cypress Avenue in East 141st Street. The baby was rushed to 3 floors. This baby fell. Where the doctor determined they were... I'm a big believer if you want to have pronouns. If you're a he, a him, a her, a they. I have several friends who are non-binary and prefer you refer to them as they. And it's confusing sometimes. You're like, Jim, did you see Susan? They were doing great. They are fantastic. Who's they? There's only one person. Well, that's just being polite. You want to be polite. Well, they're referring to this baby as they. I don't know why that is. The baby was rushed to Lincoln Hospital where the doctors determined they were uninjured at this time. I don't know if it was a boy or girl. Investigators are probing the police believe the fall was accidental. The infant's extraordinary survival comes just 4 days after another 4-year-old was killed in Brooklyn. 1 week earlier, a 3-year-old was seriously injured squeezing through the gate window in Harlem. It's a string, including the death of the 9-year-old Miguel Ramos, who had been climbing on his couch inside the 6th-floor apartment and fell. Well, I hope they are okay. Obviously, I don't know. Have you seen these suspects? Have you seen these suspects in these horribly blurry pictures? They're shooting kids in the Bronx. I think it's the Bronx. DX. Be on the lookout. The NYPD has released photos of these 2 suspects who may be the duo who run around. I brought you this exclusive yesterday. This is the road rage video death. Guys, we need to sell newspapers. Jim, what do you got? I got a little old lady who loves cats. Not good enough. How about you, Margaret? I've got pictures of the death rage video. Get it on the 4th page immediately. That's how newspapers work, my friends. I'm not gonna. I don't want. Somebody did something that wasn't. Listen, if you guys happen to know her number, it's important that I discuss an intimate matter with her. It's of the utmost importance. Okay, this is insane. The highest recorded heat ever on the planet, supposedly, on Earth, is Death Valley. And 19 whatever it was 134 degrees. 134 degrees, bro. It's like 80 right now. I want to kill myself. 134 degrees. But it's going to be setting a record tomorrow. They believe the record will be set. It was now when it was 134, that was back in the 1901 or whatever. Some scientists are saying, they had horrible equipment. Well, in 2021, we had good equipment, and it was 131 degrees. Well, they're expecting it to break the record tomorrow. So what happens? All these tourists are going there. I want to go. Hey, Jimmy, you want to go out on to the desert? Why? What's the occasion? It's going to be hot. No thanks. No, but you don't understand. It's going to be really hot. No, I'm not interested. It's going to be 135 degrees. What? I'll go. Let me get my sweater. And water. Seek refuge in the heat while others want to steam in it, including tourists flocking to Death Valley National Park for the expected mind-melting world record heat-setting weekend. The park, straddling California and Nevada. I once straddled California and Nevada. Nice kids. I was in college. Nice girl. The park, blah, 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 but sweet aficionados. There's actually people who enjoy shit. Morons! Sorry. This is morons. The heat is expected to hit a high of 131 degrees today. And Sunday, setting world records even hotter for the hottest temperature ever reliably recorded. Even the low that night is projected to be over 100 degrees. I'll never forget when we had the blackout. We've had a couple since I've lived here. But the last one, it was so hot, bro. It was hot. I'm laying there, and my apartment's pitch black. No fan, no air conditioner. My lady's there, her foot's touching me. I'm like, get off me! What are you talking? Get your damn foot off of me! You crazy? I went out about 5 in the morning. Balls all stuck to the side of my leg. It was horrible. I went out at 5 in the morning and laid on my front porch. It was crazy because if you've never lived in New York, when it's a blackout, there was people walking by and I could hear their feet, but you couldn't see them. There's no street lights. It was horrible. That was the hottest I ever been. And I'll never forget around, I think, 11:30. I was laying there just wanting to kill myself. 11:30 in the afternoon. And I was just sitting there, nothing to do. What are you going to do, read a book? What are you going to talk to your wife? I look up and my VCR, my DVD player went blink. I went, what? Holy shit! Oh God, that was great. I had it. You don't know what it's like. I went a whole 8 hours without electricity. How could you have done it in the 1840s? What are you, crazy? All right, but there's no such thing as climate change. It's just a coincidence. Asa Hutchinson, GOPer, really? Presidential candidate from Arkansas. Asa Hutchinson got in a rough ride at an Iowa forum Friday while trying to defend his veto of a ban on gender procedures for minors. LGBTQ plus pal slain at bar. An Oregon man has been hailed as a protector after he was fatally stabbed when he stood up for an LGBTQ plus person. Stabbed trying to save someone else from. The killer made homophobic comments, inappropriately touched 2 people, and targeted the LGBTQ friend. Smith jumped up and was fatally stabbed for his time. Photos of a creature. Can't see it good. It's a sea maiden bones. There are people that believe There are mermaids and mermen. Photos of a creature resembling a mermaid that washed ashore in Australian beach have sent the internet into a tizzy as viewers scramble to guess what it is. The macabre-looking flotsam first came to light via a post of the Marine Biology Facebook group. It's exactly like a mermaid shape. I just don't think you can get a good killer teach executed. A kindergarten teacher who poisoned her students with porridge laced with toxic sodium nitrate, killing one child and injuring 24 others because she was mad at a coworker. She was mad at a coworker, so she decided to kill a bunch of kids. I'll show that coworker. I'll kill a bunch of kids. Wang Young, everybody Wang Chung tonight, was led to the execution ground. This is China, bro. If this was America, she'd be sitting there eating better than me. China. They executed her ass. Wang Young, 40, led to the execution ground in the city of Jiaguzo Thursday and put to death, according to a note posted outside. In 2019, they don't mess around over there, bro. They're not going to feed her for 60 years. Wang bought some sodium nitrate after being involved with a fight with a colleague. The next morning, she sprinkled the chemical into all of the children's porridge. Did anybody see the shark on Long Island? I think it was Long Island. Look at this big ass shark. There's 300 people swimming, and you're only up to here. The water's waist high. There's a big ass shark. Get out. Listen, if a shark is going to kill me, he's going to have to be able to crawl. It better be a land shark. He's going to have to crawl up 8th Avenue and get me. Dr. Slade suspect stabbed his stepdad. A patient arrested for allegedly gunning down a beloved Tennessee surgeon earlier this week was previously charged with attacking his stepfather. There's no rhyme or reason, but by the way, it's really important if you know Nicole Swearinger. Don't you wish your boyfriend was hot like me? If you know her, I gotta talk to her. It's a fairly delicate matter. Nicole, if you're watching. This could be the worst show I've ever done. Ben and Jerry. Self-proclaimed misogynist Andrew Tate. I despise him. The sexual predator. The chauvinistic piece of crap. Don't care for him. Said he was paid more than $20,000 in ad revenue under Elon Musk content creator. Incels look up to this guy. Incels. All right, we're making good time. By the way, this is the watch. I did an unboxing yesterday of my watch. I got this one for $6. It's a beautiful watch. The other watch, I can't wear it in the wind. I gotta be careful that the wind doesn't blow on it. The other watch never came. They sent me 2 boxes. I opened one box, this one. The other box had nothing. It's empty. So I went home. It was pretty simple. It only took me about 3 hours going through their damn website. If you feel your item was misplaced during shipping, click here. You click there, it goes, okay. Now, if you are an adult male, click it. 45 minutes later, I'm down the rabbit hole. I can't figure out where the hell to go. I finally got them to replace it. It will be replaced. Happy birthday to everyone. Scorpio, now this is me. Let's see if there's anything sexual happening in my future. Scorpio, the sooner you recognize that you have been wasting time and energy on matters that are not worth the effort, the sooner you can turn your attention to more important things. This is still a productive phase for you, so don't squander it on second-rate goals. Okay. Taurus. Upside down. Taurus. You may not be in the mood, in the most sociable of moods this weekend, but that's okay, because Venus is your ruler, and it links with indecisive Neptune. You will have neither the desire nor the drive to make much of an effort to share your life with other people. And last but not least, I'm just going to let it dictate. Aries. Aries, you are a son of a bitch. Okay, I don't condone that type of language. And I certainly don't agree with it. That's rude. So I apologize to the Aries out there. That was not mine. With just a little more effort and a little more focus, there is no doubt that you will make the breakthrough that you have been working towards these past few months. A disciplined approach is a must if you want to make the most of your opportunities, you son of a bitch. First of all, very upset that they called you a son of a bitch twice. Sally Brompton. Guys, send all your emails to Sally Brompton from the Daily Horoscope. Let's do birthdays. Let's do them quick. I mean, every time I think the show can't get any worse, I'm wrong. It is famous birthdays, and what is today? The July 15th. I don't think anybody gives a shit whose birthday it is. I do. Sometimes it's good. Today it ain't. Gabriel Iglesias. I don't care. Wow, this is gonna be shit. Holy crap, I'm on page 3 already. I got nothing. Ambrose, do what you do if you want, player. Jim Jones, Harlem, stand up. Ballin'! It's Ariana Huffington's birthday as well. So guys, if I don't give it to you, you know, Fluffy, that's what the dude's name is. That's what the comic Iglesias guy's name is, Fluffy. I like Fluffy. Jim Jones, 47 years old. He's ballin'. Brian Austin Green. You know him as David from 90210. Forrest Whitaker. I love Forrest Whitaker. He was so nice to me every time he saw me. Just a very, very nice man. Big man. Forrest Whitaker is 62. I think he made his debut in Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I don't know who's playing that music over there, but I'd appreciate if they turned it down. That was probably the worst birthdays ever. Ever. Guys, any of them that I dropped? Hey, what's happening? Look who's here. Phil's here. Jason's here. Kathy's here. Kevin Butler's here. Ambrose, RJ, Treaton. Yeah, it's not Jim Jones, the cult leader. This is Jim Jones, Jimmy Jones. They call him Capo. He is a part of Dipset, along with Cameron, Freaky Zeke, and Joel Santana. Come on, Treaton. Don't you know your Harlem hip-hop? Come on. Yeah, there's a, no, it's actually music. Hey, what's up, Liz? I'm good, man. It's actually music coming from a car that was going by. But we're gonna go to the thing here in a second. I'm gonna does anybody know who Lisa Del Giocondo is? Don't everybody except no, don't do it, Ambrose. Ambrose, you've ruined enough of my thing. Lisa Del Giocondo, one of the most famous women in the history of the world. I'm kidding. Nobody knows. Mr. Bot sure the hell don't know who it is. Mr. Bot is probably 40 degrees where Mr. Bot's at right now. Hey, girl. It's not Lisa Lisa. Rev is close. It's Mona Lisa, Mona Lisa, Manhattan. There she is. I've never found the picture fascinating or beautiful, but it is a Leonardo DiCaprio painted it right before Titanic. So it's a Leonardo da Vinci. It's his masterpiece. It hangs at the Louvre. It's only about the size of this. It might be smaller than this. But the reason that it was, I think, so iconic, it's worth like $200 million. It's priceless. It would never be sold. It's one of the most famous paintings in the world. It's because she has a slight upturned smile. And it's not like a picture. They had to sit there and paint it, so she had to sit there like this for 3 weeks. Nobody smiled in no damn pictures back then. She was born in 1479 in Florence, Italy. Let's see. She 16th century painting was featured in a video game called Animal Crossing. I don't know what the hell that is. Her portrait has long been housed at the famed Louvre Museum. By the way, they spelled Louvre, L-U-V-R-E, Louvre. Museum in Paris, where it is part of the French national collection. Of her portrait finish was interrupted by Leonardo DiCaprio receiving a commission in 1506 to paint the Battle of blah blah blah. Gianni Versace. Gianni Versace was just, by all accounts, Louvre. I'm going to the Louvre, guys. It's like the quarterback, Brett Favre. First of all, his name is spelled F-A-V-E. F-A-V. The V is before the R. So I don't know how you get Favre. Look it up, Brett Favre. His name is Brett Favre. Brett Favre. How do you have R noise when the R is after the V? Gianni Versace he lived in South Beach with his boyfriend. He lived in a mansion. He was filthy rich, worth hundreds of millions of dollars. Very approachable. He would go to the news cafe every day, and he ended up being shot and killed on his death by Andrew Cunanan. Andrew Cunanan is another piece of shit serial killer who I prayed and prayed and prayed they'd catch him, and he ended up killing himself on a houseboat. But not before he took the life of Gianni Versace. Martin Landau. Martin Landau. I love me some Martin Landau. Martin Landau. I watched him for years on Mission Impossible, the TV show. But he played Bela Lugosi in Ed Wood, which was considered the worst movie ever made. Not the remake, but the actual movies. Ed Wood, Pull the Strings. If you haven't seen it, it's a really, really, really good movie. It was a takeoff on the worst director that ever lived. Ed Wood. Let's see what else we got here. Bert Convy. Wow, there's a name from the past. Bert Convy was so good looking. He was always on game shows. I'm not even sure what the hell he did. He was a game show guy. In the 70s, there were people like Paul Lynde who made their living just on game shows. General Tom Thumb. He was a little person. Back then, they would use the M word. Can't do that. He died at the age of 45. Little person who performed in P.T. Barnum's circus beginning in the 1840s. During his childhood, he traveled with the circus throughout Europe. He weighed over 9 pounds when he was born. What? What? I was only 7 pounds, 11 ounces. I weighed 7'11", and I was born at 7'11". I only weighed 7'11". This guy weighed 9 pounds, and he turned out to be a little person. However, his growth quickly slowed. As an adult, he stood at just 3 feet tall. His marriage to a woman around his height was first page news at the time. He was very famous. I'm just kind of killing time here. I got nothing going on. On this day, famous YouTuber Boogie Bob's career ended horribly when no one watched his show after it was tragically shit. I understand that. I totally get it. All right, we're gonna call it a day. We actually came in early. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn off. Turn off the phone. Then I'm gonna turn right back on. I'm doing this for David Young. Now, if Phil Clemens wants to come along, he can, and RJ's welcome to come with him. But DJ's refuse, no. Okay, he can come, but not Rev or Nyan. You see that son of a bitch, Nyan? No. Unless he's watching, then yes. I'm gonna turn off. I'm gonna push this button right there. Look at this. Going towards the button. And when I hit the button, I'll be back in 30 seconds. It's gonna be fun. We're going to a food festival. What's your problem?